Hello. Today I'm going to show you one of the best beginner RC planes in my opinion. The plane is called the Apprentice S2. As you can see here, looks very nice. This aircraft is extremely capable and it's so beginner friendly. It has safe and it can crash. Like if it crashes, it can be easily fixed. And it's just a great plane to fly overall. Now, the specs of this plane are crazy. To start, the wingspan is an incredible 4 feet long. Beginner RC planes aren't usually this big, but I'm not complaining because I personally like bigger planes. The body is almost 3 feet long, as you can see, right here. And it has an 8x5 prop size, right here. This plane is an RTF, so it will come with a transmitter and everything you need. The plane is foam, meaning it has an empty weight of 21 ounces, which is pretty light. It also is electric, like almost all beginner planes. I don't know a lot of beginner planes that are gas powered. It uses LiPo 3S type batteries, and chargers are sold separately, unfortunately. The neatest part about this plane is it has safe. This allows beginners to learn without stalling or rolling. What safe does is it limits the bank angle the plane can turn, allowing a safer flight. What's also cool about safe is it has a feature any skill level can use. On the back of the transmitter is a button that will allow the plane to level out immediately before a crash happens. On the topic of crashes, what if I told you that this crashed a total of 3 times? I mean, you wouldn't be able to think that it crashed 3 times. And that's because it's really repairable. So I think the first time I crashed into a pole and this thing shattered. This was gone. We definitely need a new propeller. The rubber bands had gone into the wing, and I think part of the tail right here fell off too. But we just bought some extra parts and now it looks brand new. And then the other time, I was trying to land and it stalled. And what happened was this entire the front cowling, the nose, came flying off with the foam. And we need a new propeller, glue it back on, still looks brand new. Now, I'm going to show what everything looks like on the plane. So, as you can see, these wheels are extra big. So, if you have a really rough landing, the wheels won't take any damage at all. They're not even plastic, they're actual foam. The battery compartment is at the bottom here, right here. And I'll show that later when I take apart the plane. But right here is the front. The propeller is obviously. And these wings, I mean, a lot of beginner planes are like this, but the wings are detachable and they're held together by rubber bands. And as you can see, this is really helpful sometimes, but I marked the rubber bands to tell me which ones go to where. So the ones are the diagonal rubber bands, and the twos are the ones that go across. As you can see, there's a big logo here for Horizon Hobby. It's sold there if you want to get this. And the tail, not really nothing special, although right here I think you could see that this is a lot of down, and that's because even though this flies really smoothly, you're probably going to need it to trim it at some point or another, because it can be taken by the wind really easily. So I'm going to show the transmitter. The transmitter is a Spectrum DXS. It's a 4-channel, and it's perfect for an aircraft like this. I wouldn't recommend getting anything above a 4-channel for a beginner, because 6-channel or above, they're meant for really experienced pilots with a really good aircraft. And even though they can control an aircraft like this, they're not needed, and they're really expensive. So I wouldn't recommend this to recommend those to a beginner. And to top it all off, this transmitter comes in the box. But anyways, these notches right here, these control trim. So let's say you're flying and you want to fly level without controlling it. And what happens is the plane goes up. What you want to do is you want to adjust the trim to the elevator so that it can fly level. Now, these control sticks right here, this one, up and down, this is throttle. For an aircraft like this, since it's so light to take off, all you really need is that much power. But I wouldn't recommend doing full power unless you need to like do stunts or take off really short areas. But this, when you move it this way, that controls the rudder back there. I will show how it works when you get the batteries in there. But this control stick up and down controls the elevator back there. And then side to side controls the ailerons, helping you turn. And then these buttons back here. This is high and low rates. Low rates basically mean the ailerons and the elevator will only turn and go up a certain amount, but turn it to high rates, then you have full control of the entire aircraft. And that's kind of the similar case over here, where you have safe mode for beginners, intermediate mode, which increases the bank angle to a little farther, and then expert mode, which gives you complete control. This thing right here does not do anything. It's really only there so that you can basically do whatever you want with it. Like, I know some aircraft, like the Carbon Cub, the Carbon Cub, I forgot the rest of it, but that one has flaps, but not in the way you would think. It doesn't have flaps out of the package. What you have to do is go into the software and basically add the flaps function to here, and then cut out the flaps on the wings. It already has the hardware in it. You just need to add the software. And then this right here is throttle control. So if I flip it, it was up right now. If I flip it up, then I won't be able to do anything with the throttle. But once I turn it off, then the throttle, I have full control over the throttle. And then this is the power button right here, obviously. And right here is the panic button, which I talked about earlier, which if you press it, the plane will level itself out. Now I'm going to take apart the aircraft and show you what's on the inside. But first we need to remove the wings. And like I said before, all these rubber bands are marked so that I can put them in the spots that they were. And then off come the wings. So you can see here, these are how the ailerons plug in. So you just have to take those out. Now this is the inside. You can see right here, as I just said, ailerons plug into here, and then this is where the input is. But these little things right here are the servos. Now this servo right here, this controls the rudder. You can see the stick going all the way back here. And these are adjustable. I don't want to mess with them right now because they're in the perfect state right now. I don't want to mess with them. But you can adjust them using these and twisting it. And then the other servo you saw, that controls the elevator. And then that all leads to the motor and all the other stuff in the front. Now, I've said it multiple times, but this thing can be repaired very easily, and I can kind of show that here, but it's really easy to take apart. So I'm going to take off this entire front section just to show you what the motor looks like and everything. So alright, now this is the inside of the cowling. This is the motor. It's a brushless motor. And you can kind of see the glue where we had to repair the whole front of the nose. I mean, it was really bad. And then there's the... So, what this is kind of neat because it has nose wheel steering. So, I showed you the rudder servo earlier. So, not only does it connect to the rudder, but it has another arm that connects to the front wheel. So, when you turn the rudder, the nose wheel will turn in the opposite direction so that it can turn more effectively. Now, alright, now I'm going to put it back together, and I'm going to put the batteries in, and then I'll show you how this works. Before I install the batteries, I'm going to show you how to properly charge them. So, first, I have 3 total batteries, and hang on, let me show you. So, this is my biggest battery. It's a 2200 milliamp, and this can probably give you around 10 minutes flight time total. But the only downside is it's really heavy, so this is, the plane's gonna feel it. And then I have the other 2 batteries are the exact same. They're 1300 milliamp. These can give you around 5 to 6 minutes flight time, and all these batteries are a 3S, like I said before, LiPo 3S, and they're 11.1 volts. So I'm going to show you how to charge them. So right here I have, hang on, let me get it. I have a charger. This charger is really old, and I don't even know if they sell it anymore. So you can get a newer one that has a lot more features. Like it can tell you just exactly how much percentage of your battery is left and all that. But just let me get this plugged in. So basically, I'm not going to tell you how the specific charger works because it's really old and you're not going to see anything like this anymore. But basically, what every charger is going to be like is... Where'd it go? Oh, there it is. It's going to have a port for this plug and a port for this plug. And I'm pretty sure on all chargers, you're going to need to select which battery you want to charge. So you can select here. Obviously, we want LiPo, lithium potassium. And so this is a 3S, so we plug it into the 3S. If I can get it in there. And then in there. Now, you hold it down for 3 seconds. And you can obviously see that it's blinking green. I charged these before. I'm just putting them in just to show you how it works. But stop this. That's basically how it works. But anyways, now to get the batteries in there, we need to go below and unlock this tab. Oh, there it goes. And I don't have any wings right now, so this is going to be easy. Put them back on later. But we'll put a small battery in there first. So I recommend doing this to all planes, putting Velcro on the plane and the battery, because what's going to happen is when you're flying around, the battery can shift places and it can really mess up your CG, center of gravity. So what you want to do is find the center of the compartment, or whatever works best for your plane, and Velcro it there. And then I have this other Velcro strap to help keep it in place. Plug this in. This charger right here doesn't really do anything besides help charge the plane. Put this in here, and I don't want it to... Hang on, we're gonna have to put the ailerons in. So this plug is a bind plug, so you can... What's cool is you can use the transmitter to bind to other planes if they're a bind and fly. This one is a bind and fly. So if you have a transmitter that works with this plane and you want to use it, you can bind it using this plug. But just wanted to point that out. So there's all the aileron plugs are labeled with AIL. I could get that in. What you want to make sure you do is make sure that you fully plugged in the aileron plugs, because it's happened to me before, but I didn't plug it in too far. Like, it was very loose, and I tried turning, and the right aileron didn't work. So just make sure that you're plugging them in fully. But so this is the two. They should go on last. Ones should go first. Always put the diagonal rubber bands first, because it could mess up the wings. Also, make sure that you're lining up the wings. I have these little marks to help me figure out if the wings are aligned in both the back and the front. Another one. Twos. What's going on? There we go. Let me put these batteries over here. Alright. Now we're going to turn on the transmitter. You can see it's going to correct itself to what it last was. I put the plane on this Robart foam stand, and this is great for when you need to transport it. So let's say, you put this in like a truck bed or something. You need to put it on something so it doesn't roll around. You can put it on the stand, put a couple elastic straps, and it's held in there. I'm putting it on the stand because I'm going to show you how the propeller works, and I don't want it flying in this room. And one thing I forgot to mention on this transmitter is it shows you how much battery you have left with the 4 green dots. So that's pretty cool. And I have throttle cut on right now, so throttle can't do anything. But basically, as you can see, I'm turning this, and the rudder is turning as well as the nose wheel. And then this is elevator. So alright. Now I'm gonna turn off throttle cut. Oh. Something's going on. And alright, so sorry about that. Something happening with the motor. I fixed it, so I have throttle cut off right now, and then I'm not gonna put too much power in it because we're inside. But I have a video on screen that shows how much power this motor has, and I mean, like, if you're holding it down, it feels like it's just gonna like rip out of your hands. I think that's it. As you can tell, this is a very good plane for a beginner, and I hope I can make a video showing how this thing flies and everything like that soon. And if you enjoyed the video, please consider subscribing, and that's all I have.